Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee meeting. Today is June 26, 2023. We have a quorum, and I call this meeting to order. First line of business is I need a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Motion to approve minutes from the last meeting.
I'll second.
I have a motion from Ms. Davison and a second from Mr. Perry. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so Mr. McGowan is out this evening due to some illness, so in his place will be Mr. Andrew. So we're going to turn it over to you, sir. And,
All right. Well, actually, Miss Kathy has the first, I guess, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 events, and then I'll discuss the renovation of the workout station.
all right, Miss Kathy, so we'll start out with you for July the 4th.
All right. The event itself is on July the 4th, Veterans Memorial Park. The gates open at 5:30. Bueller Band, which is an 80s cover band, is going to be performing. That starts at 6. Right now, we've got 15 food/snack vendors that'll be there, and fireworks start at dark.
I don't know if any of you all had the opportunity to YouTube the Bueller Band, but they're pretty good
They are pretty good.
for us old people.
Yep.
I don't know why you're looking over here.
So that's Tuesday night.
That is Tuesday, correct?
Tuesday.
Here at the park,
Gates open at
5:30,
5:30.
correct.
Sorry.
And the band will start at 6.
And all of that's going to be on the football field.
Correct, yeah. The food vendors will be lining that walking trail around Pavilion A, and then the band itself will be on the football field. And we do have the spider jump machine, and we have an obstacle course for the kids, and that will be on one of the ball fields, probably field 1.
And correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to give out bad information, but if you've got a lawn chair, bring it. If you have a tent, we only ask that you try not to set it up to where it blocks the band.
Right,
Is that correct?
right.
Can you bring a cooler?
Yes.
You can bring a cooler.
Yes, you can. Well, of non-alcoholic.
Non-alcohol type, yeah,
But yes, you can bring a cooler.
right.
And then blankets, chairs, anything to make you comfortable on the ground to watch the band, which that's standing room only every year. So, should be a good time.
Bring your patience for the traffic at the end.
Correct?
Please do not bring your fireworks to the park.
This is this is correct. Personal fireworks are not allowed in the park.
We have a lot of issues every year with that.
We need to get something like that put down in writing, so maybe we can all share it on social media. That same thing that we just talked about.
Ann has. She has put something on the City Hall Facebook and shared about the personal fireworks as well. So, and we'll go ahead and note that on our side as well.
Try to make it as fun and pleasant for everybody, not just of course, let's call it what it is. You've always got a few knuckleheads that want to, act like
But that's okay,
knuckleheads.
because we usually have a really good police presence there to
Yeah.
kind of get ahead of some of that, the people shooting off the fireworks in the crowds and things as they're leaving.
As they're leaving,
That's
it's
the
always at the
issue.
end.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it's been my experience in the past with the traffic that you brought up, as they open them gates up there, and the traffic, they usually get us in and out of there pretty quick.
And that back gate will be open
Okay.
once the end is done and everybody's leaving.
Anybody got any questions or comments about July 4th? All right, Kathy, we'll move on to the next, the Howl at the Moon.
All right, Howl at the Moon is August 11th this year. Race starts at 8. Check-in starts at 6:30. It's the same route. Check-in's at Pavilion B at the park. The race will start at that back stop sign at the park, come up to City Hall, make the U-turn and go back. Registrations have already opened. We've got 16 registered so far. As far as pricing, right now, it is $30 for early registration. That goes until July 28th. From July 29th to August 10th, it goes up to $35, and then on race day, it is $40 per person.
She answered all my questions.
There you go.
So, and Sheila went and shared it to all of the local race groups last week. So, and that's what prompted the registrations coming in. So we're hoping to have a good turnout this year.
Race groups.
There's several pages, local, of running groups all over. So I just got on there, searched, and I started hitting each one of them and joining them, and I send it out all the way up in Clarksville and all that.
Really?
And we do get registrations that far out as well. So
A lot of people are passionate about racing or running.
we had 180.
I, however, am not one of them.
But no, we had 180 last year, and we're hoping to increase those numbers this year. Each year it's going up, so we're,
So tell us a little bit about winners, first, second, third, what they get, blah, blah, blah.
well, first, second, and third, they get medals for their placement. And then overall male and overall female will get a trophy on top of the medal.
Do they get their entry fee back or anything?
They don't, but we do give monetary prizes. We do give gift cards. So, and that, we don't have the amounts. Like last few years, it's been $100 for the top two prizes. And then first place would get 25, and then 15 and 10, depending on first, second, and third place, along with their medal.
And they get really cool T-shirts, right?
And they do. We give out T-shirts as well, and they get a little sack backpack with the event information on it each year.
And bananas and water. So we take good care of them.
Yep.
So, and if you need help, I will be there to help you with registration this year.
Thank you.
All right, any questions? All right, we'll move on to one of the big fan favorites, the carnival.
Carnival this year is August 24th through the 27th. Thursday, Friday, it's going to be open 6 to 10. Saturday is noon to 10. I've asked for verification for Sunday's hours because they weren't here last year, so I'm not sure. He's not responded. I just know that Saturday's noon to 10. Sunday, it might close earlier in preparation of packing up. I'm not quite sure on the Sunday yet.
Were they here last year on Sunday?
No, they were only here that Thursday, Friday, and Saturday last year. They added Sunday this year because it was such a great turnout last year.
And I'm sure you don't have any kind of pricing.
I don't. I've asked for that information as well. Once his season starts, it's really hard. It's really hard to get response, but once his season starts, it's even harder. He has an assistant, and I've reached back out to her to see if she could give me more set prices and times, and I'm not. As soon as we get the information, we'll put it out on social media as well.
Do you know if it's about the same size or going to be bigger?
Probably the same size. We'll probably have the same rides as we got last year.
All right, any questions? And then we'll move on to the big one, the Fall Festival.
All right, Fall Festival is September 16th. We are doing an opening concert Friday the 15th. We've been working with the Prince Experience cover band. We did get their part of the contract back, so it's right now at City Hall. So we're finalizing that. As far as Saturday, we're still working on the daytime entertainment. It will start with the parade at 10. And right now we've got the Children's Entrepreneur Market, which is a market that travels Tennessee, and all the booths are completely run by children. And so I talked to her the other day. She's looking for about 30, 40 vendor spots on top of our other vendors. And we've got 35 of our vendors signed up, and again, plus her 30 or 40, and it's early, so we're hoping to have a really good turnout for this event as well. So we've already secured the petting zoo, the animal show, working on getting different rides, children's activities right now.
What will be the registration deadline for the children's vendors?
It's called the Children's Entrepreneur Market.
Okay.
So all of the registrations for the children's booth, she does all that. So she actually brings it all. She coordinates it and everything. So I can email you the exact link
Please.
to her if you want to have interest in pushing that out
ma'am,
for
please.
the registration. But yeah, they do all of their own.
Cool.
So I will send that out.
Has anybody YouTubed the Prince experience? I have not. I actually had forgotten what it was called. Have you?
Yes, and
Pretty
they,
cool.
we looked at a bunch of Prince cover bands, and they were by far the best.
Really?
So I believe they're out of Michigan, either Michigan or Wisconsin. Yeah, so we've been working with them since March.
So being David is not here, we can go ahead and place Andrew in charge of the weather for that day.
No pressure.
That's a lot of,
Yeah, no
lot of
pressure.
shoes to fill there.
On that note, we do already have weather insurance in place.
Well, you know, we can only hope. I mean, it's a crapshoot every year. It is what it is. So, should be a good time. Always, fall festival's always fun.
We've actually ordered or added the cornhole tournament to the fall festival as well. Since we put the touch a truck with the block party, we kept the cornhole and just moved it to the fall festival. So we've got that already lined up.
Oh, so we can start talking smack.
Yep. Get you some bragging rights.
Well, I can remember when the festival itself was in October and it was freezing when you were trying to do anything, so.
I remember in 2019, on October 4th, it was hot. And I've remembered in past year, I think 2015, it was in September and we froze.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
So
a
it's so hard.
crapshoot. I mean, if anybody that doesn't think it is, I know year before last was
Yeah, that was an experience.
insane. So I know it's not on here, but I'm just going to ask a little bit about it. Grand Marshals.
We have not chosen one yet. We have one in the works, but that might be for the Parade of Lights. So we're still going through. The Fall Festival's not going to have a theme. We're not doing themes with the Fall Festival. So, and we tried to make pick our Grand Marshal, at least I do, pick the Grand Marshal to go with the theme of the event. And I think the one we have in mind will probably be the Parade of Lights. So we've not chosen one for the Fall Festival yet.
All right. And now, drum roll. Farmers Market.
Farmers Market, we tried it for the first 2 weeks and was not able to get enough foot traffic to support the vendors we had. We had, maybe 25 vendors sign up for the season altogether, and then maybe 12 commit to each week, and those 12, I think we might have even gotten 10 to show up.
The last week was 7.
Right. Without the foot traffic, we can't keep the vendors. The vendors were even closing up and leaving early. The vegetable vendor
Left at 5.
left at 5 on the second week. Without the customers, we cannot support a farmer's market. And I think that the vegetable vendor we had a really great supply of vegetables, and he wasn't even selling out. And I know some people want a variety of farmers or vegetable vendors to choose from, but when you can't support one and you bring a second one in to cut his sales, they're not going to make enough money to come back. So,
Yeah, we talked a little bit about this earlier at our senior board meeting, and being this is on TV, everything that Kathy is saying is 100% true. We have tried days, hours. Kathy's worked relentless to try and get vendors. If she gets a promise and they don't show up, there's not much you can do. But then when they do show up, if you don't get the foot traffic And as you said about getting multiple market vendors, that is the epitome of cannibalism, eating each other up. And if without a massive amount, locations, we've tried that. So I don't want the citizens to think for a second that you did not, or Parks and Rec did not put a very hardcore concerted effort into trying to make it work. I've seen a lot of people talking on social media. All that stuff has been there, done that, and it's just, you and I talked a little bit about something else. I don't know if,
I don't have verification if we could do that yet, as far as push that forward.
okay.
I have to talk to you.
Well, then there's no sense even talking about it, because that'd just be hearsay.
Right. So,
Any comments about farmers market?
We did the best we could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Change locations, change times, change everything. Nothing worked.
Saturdays, they asked to go back to Tuesdays because of the competition with surrounding cities, and then no foot traffic, so.
25 or 30 people that comment on social media will not make a farmer's market go.
Not if you're not coming out to support it.
Right, and again, I wish we could get the foot traffic, because I think it would be a great thing, and I had great vendors. But, if you don't make any money, you can't expect somebody to come back, because they are paying to set up. So,
All right, so now we get to hear from Mr. Andrew on the renovation of the workout stations at Veterans Park.
So as part of a capital projects for the parks next year, we'll be renovating the workout station there at Veterans Park. I provided in your packet kind of a diagram of the equipment and placement. It's kind of just tentative of what it should be. We just wanted to run this by you. This is the same company that installed the play structure there at Veterans Park, so we know the equipment's good quality. It'll be 10 different workout stations. I'll give you each one: the horizontal ladder and balance station, a Tai Chi spinner, parallel bars, a sit-up and crunch station, a push-up pull-up station, step-up and stretch station, a bar vault station, a agility and jump touch station, tricep push-up station, and then also a separate pull-up and chin station also. There's one's a dip and then one's a separate pull-up station. So, and this will also have artificial turf as the surfacing under there, because the current one is pour and play rubber, so it's comparable. It's a safety surface. So basically this is just upgrading from what the original workout station there at Veterans Park has.
I've been up there. That turf that's jacked up. So the artificial turf, is it as durable as?
They say it is. It has a 1-inch rubber mat underneath it, and then there's silica beads that surface through that. The warranty and lifespan is the same as the pour and play rubber, and it's cheaper. So
What does the city do with that old stuff?
the equipment, it pretty much gets disposed of.
Does
We
it?
can't auction it off because of
Safety.
legal liabilities. We can't provide equipment to somebody else and they get hurt on it. And then it has to be used for the intended purpose that it was purchased for.
Well, as a member of BOMA, I have seen the pictures of some of that stuff on Gov Deals, and believe me, this stuff is nothing compared to that raggedy, rickety.
Playground equipment falls under the National Recreation Parks Association standards, so that's what differs that from other generic equipment.
So what kind of ETA are you thinking is that when it's
So,
getting started and finished?
It's
or do
our
you know?
goal to get this on the next month's BOMA meeting, and once that happens, if everything goes through there, they said mid to late November is when all that would be installed. Park staff would be in charge of removing old equipment and old surfacing, but the company would install the equipment and surfacing.
And how old is the equipment that's there now?
Probably, it's the original equipment to the park, so probably 25 years old.
Oh,
Not-
wow.
Or more.
96,
I
95.
think I have some drawings on some manuals from 97,
Yeah.
so
Wow.
it's 25 or 26 years old.
It's time for an upgrade.
Yeah.
And it's heavily used. It's used every morning by walkers exercising in the park.
It is great.
So the next meeting will be July the 17th, right here in this forum. Does anybody have any comments before we adjourn?
We're about to get real busy with these events, and just ahead of time, thank you for all your hard work. We appreciate you.
Always.
Mr. Giles?
No comments right now. I'm good.
Ms. Felicia?
Well, they're the best we got. I mean, we've got a great parks department.
I
They're the
have to,
best, I think the best put together department since I've been in here.
and how long
And
have you
I'll-
been here?
Do I-
25 years.
No, but I've lived here since 1968.
Let's see, that would make her how old?
I'm 57.
Yeah, just, I mean, you know, we say it every month, and I'm going to continue to say it. And Kathy, I can't thank you enough for what you tried to do with the farmers market. I know that you feel like you maybe got let down a little bit, and it was no fault of your own. You did a great job. So you had good people backing you and helping you. Sheila, thank you for getting out them emails and text messages and keeping us straight and in line. So with that, I will call this meeting adjourned.